Let's continue our discussion on DPDP breach and the role of leadership with respect to the breach. Let's discuss what is it that the leader should ensure that he has personally sanctioned, both to avoid the breach as well as to handle a situation when there's a breach. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we have been regularly talking of data privacy. These days talking about the role of leadership with respect to privacy compliances. Why breach decisions are leadership decisions? Actually, every decision is a leadership decision. Going back to the same point, leadership cannot be responsible only for the profits and earnings. They are responsible for mistakes and losses also, whether it's with respect to compliance or any other business aspect. Breach decisions bring up regulatory and reputational risk, both important. For some businesses, reputation may not be important, regulatory would continue to be important. Some businesses may be able to handle regulatory very well, at least on paper, but the reputation would definitely get impacted if not on day one, soon. DPDP evaluates judgment, not just process. Notification choices are affected and they trust and scrutiny. Resource trade offs are leadership calls, escalations, escalation metrics, decision making at each escalation level, leadership call, silence or delay in answering is a leadership's conscious choice. If the leader is strict enough to say this thing to be executed in these many hours or days, team cannot deny it. It's pure leadership choice. So leadership has to be sure about the fact that they are properly delegating some of these decisions to their teams with proper guidelines. Breach handling is not just an IT or a legal event, it has the complete governance structure in it. Decisions leader cannot push down decisions, right? Guidelines they can. Whether an incident qualifies as reportable, well, that's what the DPO has to decide. And that's why they have those experts in their team. How likely harm is interpreted in that context? Again, it's the DPO and the IT who has to find it out. Whether to notify early, late, not at all. What risk is the organization willing to accept? Well, as an organization, you'll have to accept it. But prior to the breach or incident, when your DPO comes to you and says this is the risk, and this is the cost of resolving the risk, whether it's with respect to compliance or reputation, then the management has to, the leadership has to think whether they want to mitigate the risk or whether they want to live with the risk. Does not matter for compliance or for their own personal or professional reputation. Whether the gaps are filled immediately or the gap filling is different, and how much transparency is chosen in communication. Are the communications really transparent? Is it that you are making big statements on one side, whereas your team or who are working on your guidelines is doing something else? Be very, very careful. These are risk acceptance decisions and not operational tasks. It's important. Leaders get exposed in practice when they say, IT told us it's low impact, boss, but then A, you have to think about it yourself also. B, you should at least document the risk even if it is low impact. Legal advice, minimum disclosure. Oh wow, that's again. The reputation is of organization, not individuals or departments. One has to be very sure of that. The DPO did not escalate. So that means your choice of people is not good, but however, it's not the public outside who has to pay for your choice of people. It's you who has to take care of it. We were sitting assessing for how long? You made the system. And generally, when the system breaks down, the people who made it, the people who are following it, are the first ones to understand why it broke down because they know the nitty-gritties of the system. Some of them would actually be anticipating a breakdown but could not do anything because of any other reason, various reasons that could be business reason or whatever. Vendor was handling containment. Well, vendors have a contract that you make. And you have a legal and a DPO team who helps to ensure that contracts are well done. We planned to review it later. Good. Review it after the breach. At least. Be careful. Advice can be delegated. Decision to accept the advice cannot be delegated. So, what are the leadership standards that you are expecting? Not expected to assess technical details, but expected to ask the right questions. And that is why you are leaders, because you know what are the right questions and how to ask them. Must sanction breach risk decisions. Oversight failure increases the exposure. It does not decrease the exposure. Accountability follows authority, and most important, governance maturity shows during the incidents. Referring to my example, the compliance went against me. Why? Because I don't have the invoice. I'll have to raise the invoice and pay the GST from my pocket before going legal again. What about the reputation? Still restricting to name, but does the leadership think that a mistake done by their team is of no damage to them? That's a misconception. People will keep providing services, people will keep coming and going. Ownership lies with the leadership, whether it is compliance, reputational damage, profits, or losses that come on the business. We'll continue our discussion on leadership and what kind of role they have with respect to breach. Decisions define the leadership accountability more than any policy defining the leadership's accountability. So stay tuned, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. It seems that this set of episodes is getting more towards the leadership skills and less towards privacy. Stay tuned. Thank you.